Hello, my name is Alex Tremble, and I'm the author of the best-selling book, The GPS Guide to Success. Today, I wanted to share a quick tip on building relationships and building your network. So let's just jump into it. So a long time ago, years and years back when I was a young pup, back when I was 24 years old, I was asked to create the Executive Leadership Development Program for a cabinet-level federal agency. Now, to be completely serious and honest, I in no way thought they were really going to allow me to do this. I assumed that they're going to let this young kid come in and maybe help with some logistical stuff, maybe some policy stuff, but in no way did I think they were going to really let me do that. And I can tell you today that I was really wrong. So when I stepped into the building, they asked me, okay, so what are you going to do? Just go on and get this done. So yeah, of course I, did my literature review and all the research and so on and so forth. But I wanted to reach out to industry. I wanted to find out what was going on out in the quote unquote real world, who was successful at this, who was doing, the best jobs, and found those best practices as well as those secrets that the organizations were using that just no one knew about. And so what I did was I created this list of organizations that were known for having great leadership and just doing really well. When I created that list, I then went and identified people of those organizations using LinkedIn.com, using those companies' websites to say, okay, these are senior level executives who I can talk to about what was worked best for them and their organization. So I had this list about 300 people, and I reached out to them. And started emailing, actually. And to be completely honest, which is really crazy, a lot of people responded. Out of the list of like 300 people, I had about maybe 175 people respond back to me, which was really cool. But I wanted to share a story about one of those individuals today. So one of those individuals was a senior level executive at a Fortune 500 company. Very well-known Fortune 500 company that if I mentioned the name, everyone would know. And him and I would talk back and forth via email, via phone call. And one of those days, he was giving me some feedback on where I was headed and where my mind was. And it just came to me and I had to ask him a question. I said, why are you talking to me right now? I think he was kind of taken off guard because, we're having a great conversation and all of a sudden that comes out. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, well, you're a senior level executive, someone extremely successful. I know you have things that you could be working on, but yet you're on the phone with me, some 24-year-old kid who was literally an intern at that time. And his response changed my life and has led me, and this is why I do what I do now. His response was, because you asked. That's simple. He said most people were afraid to ask. Most people are afraid to go to an executive or any type of leader and ask to have a conversation. And so because I stepped out there and asked the question, he said yes. And that has, again, changed my world. That blew my world up because what was the downside? What was the downside of asking? I mean, literally, I emailed 300 people. Of that 300 people, 175 people responded. Of that 175, about 50 people I had, conversations with via email, whatever it may be. And of that 50, about 25, a little less than 25, I actually have real relationships with. I talk to, they are mentoring me. They've mentored me since then. And I was like, that's crazy. There's such an opportunity to develop your networks and your relationships by asking, right? By sending an email, which literally cost me no money to send an email. It cost me some time to craft it, but it cost me nothing. And those relationships not only provided me with a great product, which was enacted in that federal organization, and propelled me through my career. But again, those people I still talk to today. Some of them are my mentors, some of them are my coaches. And again, it all came from me asking the question. So if there is one thing on top of this, I would recommend, or just think about, probability. So everyone who knows me knows I'm always harping on the importance of probability. I'm not a math whiz or expert or anything like that, but I do understand probability. And what that means is that the more people I reach out to, the higher chance I'm going to have someone reach back out to me. So yeah, if I email one person, that person may or may not respond. But what if I email 50 people? What if I email 200 people? What if I email 600, 1,000 people? Even if 1% of 600 people, 1% of 200 people, if one person responded, that is now a new relationship that has the ability to change my world, that I have the opportunity to have. The negative, what's the worst that could happen? They don't respond. So I would say and encourage everyone, if you want to know something, you want to know someone, take the step, ask the question, don't be afraid, because the worst that could happen is they don't respond. The best thing that could happen is they change your life. As always, I appreciate you stopping by and looking at this video, and I appreciate all the feedback I got from my last video. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and share with anyone you think this could benefit or change or help their life. I'd love to hear from you. There's a comment section below that I'd love to chat, as well as in the description there is a link to my contact information. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.